It's that time again where we go fearlessly into a new episode of Liftoff and help you find success at work and at home and give you inspiration to not give up on those New Year's resolutions just yet. I'm Jeanniey Walden, your host, and let's get glamorous as we kick off this new episode. Way back in December last year, I had the chance to interview some of the world's top professionals on the red carpet at the IAOTP Gala in the elegant Plaza Hotel in New York City. It was an opportunity for me to buy a new dress, and that's always fun, but also a star-studded event and a chance for me to host on the red carpet. Not only was I starstruck by the incredible people that were at this event, but I was so impressed with the caliber of the award winners. And then I was speechless when, well, you're going to have to watch this to see what happened.
My name is Lori McNeil, and I am so blessed and honored to be receiving 2 awards tonight. The first one is International Business Strategist of the Year, and the second one is Most Influential Women of the Year.
Well, I'm here tonight with Karen Thomas, who has created a way to cure autism naturally.
Yeah, it's quite rewarding, helping parents, just supporting them on the journey. Knowing the challenges that they face, I wanted to make sure that after I had such success with my own son, that I was able to share the step-by-step process so that parents know the roadmap, know what to do, and have the support that they deserve so that they can get the best results for their child and their children can live better lives.
I'm Leah Maston.
And you might know her as the voice of all of the IAOTP award-winning videos. How in the world do you keep it all straight and sound so amazing when you're creating these videos?
I read a teleprompter. Hi, my name is Carolyn Verdi.
And what are you being honored for this evening?
So I am being honored for CEO of the Decade for 2022.
Nice, nice. And what line of work are you in?
So I am the CEO of a company called Platinum Specialty Group, and we specialize in medical malpractice on the doctor and hospital side.
And Wendy, what are you being honored for this evening?
Lifetime Achievement Award.
For what line of work?
I'm a physician, but I've done a lot of things with the military and integrative medicine, and I have a business about helping people, and that's really what gives me joy.
And what has you most excited about being honored tonight at the IAOTP?
Well, mostly for my mentees who are always looking for other ways to highlight their career professionalism and really take their career to a next level, and showing them that anything is possible, just as long as you put some hard work, perseverance, and networking with amazingly talented people can really make all the difference.
We're here with the most amazing award winner of the evening, my husband, Vince Walden.
Hi, Jeannie. So good to see you. Wait.
You never know what's going to happen, especially when my husband's involved. So everyone stick around because this show is going to continue to get more fun, more inspiring, more entertaining, and really make you think. After the break, we get the scoop from across the pond. Want to know what I mean? Stay with us.
Hey, this is Bruce Hershey. I'm the co-owner of Piper Scratch Pizza Shop located here in Palm Harbor, Florida. Start your experience off with our house-made garlic knots or cinnamon knots. We offer a variety of subs that include our meatball sub, our hand-breaded chicken parm sub, and our classic Philly cheesesteak. But we're most known for our awesome pizza, like our signature Piperoni. We offer dine-in, takeout, and delivery through online ordering. So come enjoy some delicious food here at Piper's, from our family to yours.
You are all in for a big treat now. I've got Gareth Russell on. He is a historian and broadcaster, educated at Oxford University and Queen's University, Belfast. He's the author of 9 books, and he's got all the scoop on an obsession of many Americans, the royal family. Thanks for being on Liftoff, Gareth.
Oh, thank you. It's a wonderful topic to write about, so I'm glad people are enjoying it.
Our family went to London recently, and we went all over. We went to every historical landmark, but we didn't have all the secrets. You know that palace is haunted by one of Henry VIII's wives. Like, do you actually believe that? Is it really haunted? What is the story there?
Well, I was a bit skeptical, and I was in this, it's a long corridor called the Haunted Gallery. And I was standing there one day with some colleagues, and I said, "Well, I don't really know if I believe in this." And at that moment, the chandelier above my head began to flicker. So I didn't not believe in it enough to stay in the room. This is how I put it. So the story is that in the winter of 1541, Henry VIII's fifth wife, Queen Catherine Howard, who was about 18 or 19 at this stage, is arrested at Hampton Court under suspicion of premarital sex, so not being a virgin when she married the king. And in a panic, she escapes her guards and runs screaming down the corridor, begging her husband, who's in a room at the end of the corridor, to show her mercy. And just before she gets there, the guards catch her and drag her screaming back to her rooms. The king is so perturbed by how panicked she is that he orders a search of her friend's rooms at Hampton Court and discovers a love letter that she wrote to one of his advisors, a very handsome man called Thomas Culpeper, after her marriage. So the Queen, Culpeper, and the lady in waiting who carried the messages all end up executed. So the story is there sometimes is a scream heard in the Haunted Gallery. A lot more people, including Tracy Borman, who's the curator there, record this sort of chilling feeling of dread in the Haunted Gallery that's allegedly the ghost of Queen Catherine.
And what's your favorite story? What is the one thing that you uncovered while doing research?
Oh, there are a lot. There's a really moving story that actually the coffin of the unknown warrior at the end of the First World War was made on the king's orders from an oak from Hampton Court because he wanted the warrior to be surrounded by the best of Britain, which I think is really incredibly moving. But honestly, some of the stories that I loved were how servants cleaned themselves, how they slept, how they made chocolate. There was just a lot of really good stories. But if I had to pick one, it's that King Charles II, who was king in the 1660s, had quite a few lady friends. He had a very densely populated romantic life. And one of his mistresses, an actress called Nell Gwynn, said that she bore no animosity towards any of her competitors. She didn't feel threatened, and she even sent candies to one of the other mistresses, which she thought was a lovely gesture until she realized that Nell had pumped the candies full of laxatives to take out one of her rivals. So that's the kind of story I just love.
Well, I know I might be speaking for myself, but I've been loving so many documentaries that they have out there. I watch every documentary on the royals from the beginning of time until now, and I know so many are obsessed with The Crown that's on Netflix right now. What are your thoughts on that series? Sometimes I feel like people read too much into it. They think it's supposed to be a historical depiction. Some people see it as entertainment. Based on your expertise, what do you think?
I think it's gorgeous. I think it's sumptuous. I think it's phenomenally acted. I think it also shows people a lot of the pressures and the humanity of the royal family. And as you say, there are documentaries, there are non-fiction books that you can go and read and extend your research if you want to afterwards. But what I say is enjoy a really good drama.
Oh my God, that was fascinating. I hope all of you watching thought so as well. I cannot wait to read this book. It is on my list for this year. Thank you for being on Liftoff, Gareth.
Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure.
Okay, when we come back, it is time to change the world with our good friend, intelligent beauty contributor, Francis Tesmer, and you are going to love what she has to say. We are so thrilled to have our favorite, Francis Tesmer, back on the show. She's a global entrepreneur and philanthropist with over 25 years of outstanding international business, leadership, and humanitarian commitment. Francis's inspiring professional journey reflects her lifelong passion for social justice, economic growth, affordable education, and commitment to making the world a better place. She's here today to talk to us about innovation. Welcome back on the show.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be back with you.
So, Francis, we're talking all about what you're doing at Lead Rolf Global with your intelligent beauty movement. And I love, I walk around and hashtag intelligent beauty every chance I can get. But tell me and tell all of our viewers what the intelligent beauty movement is and why it's important right now for the world.
Absolutely. So, intelligent beauty is about moving the world forward in a positive, powerful, beautiful way, right? So what we are doing at LEAD through educating the beauty force of today into tomorrow, creating a leaders in beauty and for the future of beauty, we are infusing beauty with science, with technology, with compassion to the next level. We are teaching beautician next level communication, next level interaction, next level empowering individual, and not just beautifying us on the outside, but embodying beauty itself. So when you go to see a beautician anywhere in the world, just the sheer presence of them inspire us to be better humans, no matter where we are and what we do. That's what intelligent beauty is about.
It's a wonderful goal. And I can see it coming to life in everything that you're doing. And it sounds so much more than just an education program or a platform for change. This is really about incorporating innovation to empower beauty professionals. So what you're doing is so fabulous. Tell us how you're using innovation to really move the entire industry to the forefront of something new, something that they deserve to have.
Absolutely. You know, the innovation that we have created at Leeds start with its innovative modern education. We are educating beauticians about everything that is today more important than ever before. Talk about sustainability, talk about our collective humanity, talk about collaboration, cooperation, working with each other, inspiring each other. All of these things that today the world needs it more than ever before. You know, 92% of workforce in beauty are women. Well, Lead believes that if we empower and educate women, they can be the catalyst of change that we need today more than any other time. So beauty is ready to play its role in the world and make things better for all of us.
See, I feel like you have a secret plan here. You're going to start by empowering all of the women in the beauty industry, and you're going to do your intelligent beauty initiatives, but secretly, you're actually out to change the world for the better. I know it. I know it. And we're all going to watch her do that as it continues to unfold on Liftoff. Thank you so much, Francis, for being on the show.
Wonderful to be with you.
Get inspired, everybody, because Francis might be leaving for today's episode, but we'll be right back. Ramona Ortega is the CEO and founder of WealthBuild, an AI-powered financial assistant that helps people make smarter financial decisions and build wealth. She previously founded My Money, My Future, a financial literacy and inclusion platform. Ramona joins us now with new investor tips and information on closing the wealth gap. What a perfect time to have this conversation. Welcome to Liftoff, Ramona.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here today, sharing tips and lifting off your money for 2024.
Absolutely. And it is perfect timing because today's market is pretty dynamic and downright unpredictable. I don't even press on the button to watch my money at times. It scares me. Tell us, how can new investors manage risks and capitalize on opportunities right now?
Absolutely. So the thing to understand is that you should just stay steady. Understanding the rules of the money game are the most important piece, which is you have certain accounts for different parts of your financial life. For retirement, it's your safety money, brokerage accounts and alternative investments. That's your FU money. That's your, I'm going to buy a boat and travel the world money later on. You have your 529 plans for your children. So that's your child's, you sort of safety net there. And then you have life insurance, which is your legacy money. So when you stick to the sort of the rules of the game, which is how do I make sure that I'm saving, I'm investing, and I'm understanding my portfolio for the long term, that's the key. You don't want to be timing the market.
For people that have children who are graduating college, so maybe their 529 is now ended and they think they're going to finally be rich. You know, we have those moments of wealth when your child stops wearing diapers, when they graduate college.
Right.
Do you think it's smart for parents to then start putting some money into Roth IRA or giving it to their children so they can get a kickstart on investing?
Absolutely. When your child is 18, you really want to start working on their credit because credit is king, right? You always want to pay less for those big assets, and a great credit score and understanding your credit score and your history is really important so that you are paying less on average for those big assets. So you want to do that. You want to open up a Roth IRA for your child. And by the way, with Secure 2.0, the new rules are going to allow you to transfer any leftover money from a 529 and roll it over into a Roth IRA for your children. So some of the really interesting things are happening now. You get some optionality, if you will, in the Roth IRA.
That's amazing. And that's such a great idea. So one last question. With the country's wealth gap in mind, how can we still grow our investments, but consider something that's more inclusive and equitable in this economic environment?
Sure. So one of the things that you can do is really think about how you're investing, right? So you've heard about ESG and social sort of environmental impact. And so one of the things that you might want to do is look at your portfolio. Where are you investing? What kinds of funds you're investing in? But also for your own family, make sure that everyone's taken care of. I think this is why it's really important that we focus on estate planning. Life insurance is a key product that allows you to build intergenerational wealth.
You just have given me so many ideas. I hope all the viewers are taking notes and taking screenshots of all of this because this is so great. Thank you so much, Ramona, for being on Liftoff.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, when we come back, we've got a familiar face for you all. Anybody who watched TV in the 90s, you're going to know who it is the moment you see her. So stick around and find out who it is. We're back, and our next guest is Holly Robinson Peete. She is no stranger to your TV screens, that's for sure. We're catching up with Holly and getting candid about a cause near and dear to her and many of us out there as we age. Let's talk about something most people don't want to talk about, overactive bladder, otherwise known as OAB. Hey, Holly, welcome to Liftoff.
Well, thank you for having me.
Holly, you've had such a phenomenal career as an actor and an advocate. Tell us what you've been up to lately.
Oh, man. Well, now there's an end to the actor strike, so I can get back to working. I'm very excited about that. But I partnered with Sumitomo Pharma America as a part of something called a Time to Go campaign because I was recently diagnosed with something I didn't even have any idea that I had. Overactive bladder, or OAB. And I wanted to share the story because I didn't know much about it. And I was experiencing lots of symptoms, frequency going like 8 times a day, leakage episodes, urgency, have to go, gotta go feeling. And I just thought, I'm a woman of a certain age, and I have 4 kids, and menopause is upon me. So I was like, okay, this is just what happens. But I noticed that the symptoms were just getting more and more frequent, and it was really getting in the way of the natural flow of my lifestyle.
And I'm sure so many of us out there are wondering, but don't want to ask about OAB. So tell us about your experience with OAB. When did you notice the first symptoms and kind of what made you finally speak up?
I talked to a girlfriend of mine who was experiencing the same things, and she's the one that said, you need to go to your doctor, have a conversation. And I did, and he talked to me about treatment options. He talked to me about the common side effects of GEMTESA, which is an option that I've been on, which are headache, common cold symptoms, urinary tract infection. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna go for this, and it's been very helpful in alleviating my symptoms.
Oh man, so now I can imagine that you are just so excited to have the freedom to do whatever you want to without having to worry.
Yeah. I'm busy, I'm all over the place. I'm doing so much, and it's just really it's making me worry. It gives me the opportunity to worry less with GEMTESA. And since starting with GEMTESA, it's just the symptoms are less, and it's giving me more time to do the things I love. And what I want to share today is if you go to timetogo.com, you can learn more about GEMTESA and OAB, and you can learn about the Go-Getters program. So these are patients sharing their stories, like I am, about OAB and GEMTESA. And you just never know. I mean, something that you think is just a natural thing is actually a chronic condition. and getting that information is super helpful.
Wow, such important info, Holly. Thank you so much for being on Liftoff.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, everybody, we will be right back. We are back and ready to change the topic in a funny kind of way. So some of you know I recently saw Madonna in concert, and she shared her famous quote, "To age is a sin." She looked amazing on stage, and as you age, she said, you can get mad, you can fight it, or you can laugh about it. I love to laugh, and so does our next guest. Moreover, she loves to make others laugh too. Carole Montgomery is the creator and star of the hit Showtime series, Funny Women of a Certain Age, and she's here to tell us all about it. No joke. Welcome, Carole.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you
I'm so
on the
happy to be
show.
here. Thank you.
We always need some comedic intervention, especially when it comes to aging. And
Yes.
I hear you talk about aging gracefully, but you do it in a hilarious kind of way, don't you?
Yeah, I do. What's the alternative?
True.
Right. It's better than being dead. So you might as well. In fact, I really feel that when you're getting older, you've lived a life. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you're not aging, you're dead. So you really should embrace it.
And your career is laughter.
Yes.
But for those of us in a career that's not about laughter, don't you think that incorporating laughter into your career has to be something that you do?
Absolutely. First of all, we're living in very trying times. There's just so much happening around the world, and it's so intense. And laughter is good for you. Laughter is actually healthy for you. In fact, I read this. I'm not making this up. That you can lose 40 calories from laughing. So that to me means that you can have a slice of pizza. I know it's Carole.
How long do you have to last?
To
lose the 40, is it like, oh, that's so funny, and I just lost 40 calories? Because we could sit here for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
And then we can go out and get some martinis.
Martinis and pizza.
There you go.
My God,
Done.
you are my girl.
All right. Well, I've seen your Showtime series, and I laughed, and my husband laughed, and my kids laughed. Tell us, what do you love most about it?
Well, I created the show. I wanted to give underserved female comics a chance to be seen, because these women that you've seen on the show, they've had successful careers, but they're not like that bright white spotlight that you usually. Right. So I love the fact that I've given them a chance to shine. And we've had some people on the show, like on the first special, Lunel. She's blowing up right now. She has a residency in Vegas. She just had a Netflix special, and that makes me so happy because I know I had a little part of it.
You must feel so proud and motivated to just continue to help women in comedy, because it's got to be hard for women comedians to break through, right?
It's, what it is, there's an old line about, Ginger Rogers could dance as well as Fred Astaire, but she did it in heels. And that's what it is that we have to work twice as hard to get the same type of reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's so interesting, I guess, because as a woman, it doesn't dawn on me that I'm a woman and that that means anything, right? I'm just another person.
Right.
So to me, it's no difference. But what do you think helps you, and how can we harness some of the strength that you're putting into the show when we maybe feel uncomfortable or out of our element as a woman or as an older woman?
Right.
As somebody that's aging?
Well, here's what I think the greatest thing about being 65 years old is I don't care anymore.
Yes.
In this, like I say on stage, I haven't shaved my legs since I'm 45. There's no reason for that. But when you're younger, your self-esteem is way lower. So you are looking to basically please everybody. And what the greatest thing I can say to people is don't take anything personal, because it's not personal. Yeah. It's the business.
It's so true. And you have such great advice and such a good sense of humor. And you share it with the world. And that's such an incredible, incredible gift that you've been given. So I really appreciate you being on the show.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. And and everybody, please watch Funny Women of a Certain Age on Showtime.
All right. We will. We will keep tuning in. We will keep laughing because we all want to eat chocolate.
Yes.
Right?
and 40 calories.
40 calories. Got it. All right, everybody. Thanks, Carole, for being on the show.
Thank you. This is wonderful.
Stay with us. We'll be back with more incredible guests. Welcome back. So we've covered the fact that I love to laugh, and I have to level with you. I also will not turn down a cocktail or two. So I brought the perfect guest on for today. Alex Bennett. He is not only a bartender and an author, but also an entrepreneur, my kind of guy. Hey, Alex, welcome to Liftoff.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Alex, tell us about your work as a bartender and how do you find it informs other areas of your work and your life?
Well, I say as a bartender, you have to be kind of an entrepreneur. You have to look at it as being your bar. I've worked in restaurants all my life, and I've done pretty much everything. My family had owned a restaurant at one point. I said I was that restaurant. But since I become a professional bartender, I tell all the young bartenders that any person that comes in and sits at the bar is a potential regular, whether they come in once a week, once a month, or once a year. You try to build a relationship with those people to make it that they want to come in and see you, because everybody has a choice when they walk into a restaurant. They can sit in the dining room or they can sit in the bar. And if they look in and they say, hey, Alex is in the bar, I'm going to go in and sit with him, well, then I'm going to be successful at being a bartender. And so I tell them all, focus on building relationships. I've been lucky to know a lot of very successful people in my life. And that's what they've all told me. If you build relationships, the money will come.
I love it. I love it. So much of what you do just really reflects what we strive to do on the show, which is really show people how work-life blend improves your whole life and your outlook. What advice do you have for anybody who's watching about being an entrepreneur?
Well, the best thing I can say to anybody is, if you know your priorities, everything else falls into place. And the example I give to everyone is that, if you have young kids and you want to be a part of their lives, you want to go to every baseball game or every recital or every school function, well, then I would not suggest that you start writing a book or you start your own business, because your kids are going to occupy your time. And those other things will be a distraction, and you'll probably get frustrated, you'll probably quit, and you won't be successful. But your kids are going to grow up fast. And the day is going to come when all of a sudden you look around, you got all sorts of time. And that's when you can devote yourself to writing a book or starting a business. And not only that, you'll be starting with experience, so you're more likely to be successful. The flip side of that is also true. If you're young and you don't have any kids and you don't want to start a family, well, then throw yourself into your book or into your business or whatever else dream you have to chase. Because when you get a little older, your priorities might change. You might start a family. And again, you'll be doing so with experience. So you'll probably be a better parent. And so that's why I tell everybody, if you know your priorities and you know what you want most in life right now, everything else kind of falls into place.
I love that. I love that. It's so fearless. Don't worry about age. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about anything. Follow your passion, be responsible, and know what your priority is. Alex, thank you so much for being on Liftoff. I can't wait to keep reading the book.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Well, that's it for us today on Liftoff. I hope you learned something and I hope you use it at home or at work. How amazing. What an incredible set of guests. Be sure to follow us on social so you can stay tuned to who's coming on next, and we'll see you next time.